It's been a while, hasn't it? I came down with a bit of a case of food poisoning, so I kind of had to put beer on the back burner. But I'm back. And what a better way to start out with a new beer from a new brewery. This is Wildeye Brewing's IPA. And the first thing I noticed about it when I first saw it show up at my liquor store, the can's awesome looking. Like, the design is just pretty much one of the best designs I've seen in a liquor store. It catches your eye immediately, and that's what I heard from the people at the liquor store as soon as I bought it. They're like, "Oh, you're buying that? That's new. I really noticed that one." So, yeah, whether this is good or bad, their design sticks out really well. And honestly, it's just aesthetically pleasing to me. So, let's just begin with the blurb. When hops provide such a plethora of beautiful flavors and aromas, why focus only on the bitterness? Our IPA leads with a choir of citrus and tropical fruit, and possesses just enough bitterness to properly balance the refreshing malt character. It also appears to be unfiltered. So, these guys, as I mentioned, are new. They just opened up either the late last year or this year. There's very little references aside from their website, which the website mostly just tells you about the basic beers, and their tasting room is going to be opening up this fall. So it's not even they're not even fully open just yet. But they're brewing, but they don't have a tasting room open or anything like that. And yeah, and the older references say that they're in North Vancouver, but according to their cans and their website, they're in Vancouver on Vernon Drive, 1575 Vernon Drive. So another Vancouver one. Considering how expensive it is to run a business or even get a house in Vancouver, it's surprising to see all these new ones coming out in Vancouver itself. Anyway, let's begin. Let's open up this beautiful can, pour it into a glass. Alright, just about caused a spill there. Anyway, it's got plenty of carbonation, a robust head, that's for sure, but that probably because I was pouring it a little fast. Give me time to smell it though. Grapefruit is the key note there. It's very subtle. I want to make sure I'm not like copying the freaking back of it. It doesn't say grapefruit. Okay, well, tropical fruit, whatever. Citrus. The one I smell the most is grapefruit. I definitely smell grapefruit now. That's the key note of the... pretty much the only note that's showing up there. I can't smell any bitterness. Got a bit tart there for a second, which grapefruit, yes, is tart. But I'm definitely smelling it's less subtle at this point. More up. Of course, I got freaking beer on my nose. That's probably why. But it smells like tart grapefruit. Anyway, let's see if the taste matches. Definitely first and foremost, as the can promised, is the citrus. And in this case, the most obvious one is it tastes as grapefruit. The bitterness is very understated. I just felt a bit of it just now, very small amount. Nothing at all like the classical West Coast IPAs, as the can mentioned. So the blurb on the back is honest. It is trying to focus more on the citrus to it, other flavors aside from just pure hoppiness. And in this case, it's not very hoppy. Well, or rather, it's not the traditional hoppy flavor you come to associate with IPAs. Bitterness. There's certainly not much of that here. So, in the end, it's kind of a strange situation where, which I know I've said this about a few other IPAs nowadays, because they seem to be changing more towards citrusy and stuff like that. It's hoppy, that's for sure, because the hops is the primary ingredient causing this flavor, but we also associate hoppiness with bitterness. Consequently, IPAs are associated with being bitter. So consequently, is this an IPA by our standard definition of what an IPA is? That could be debatable. But if you go by the definition of IPA being a very hop-heavy beer, just by that, no talk about bitterness here, then this is a damn fine IPA. I won't say it's outstanding. It's a well-blended beer, but it is kind of very straightforward. There's not a lot of complexity to it behind the grapefruit, the slight hoppiness behind that. It's very well crafted for what it is, though, and very refreshing on a freaking hot day like this. So it's a fine beer. Tastes very good, and I'd buy it again. I find it very delicious. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, of course. I think it could have more complexity to it, but there's always beers that need more complexity. On the whole, though, this is a very refreshing beer, delicious, and I definitely buy it again if I see it in the store again, which, with a can as striking as this, I will definitely see it in the store again so long as they continue to stock it. So yes, congratulations Wildeye Brewing, and I hope to see more from you as the years go by. Cheers.